Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to explain the accelerometer, and which is a transducer which recognizes the acceleration, which finds the acceleration of the body. Accelerometer is a passive or active transducer, which is generally used for a measurement of acceleration. Means it measures the rate of change of velocity of particular body, and it is measured the units of displacement for time. They consist of spring, and this is spring. Next, this is Moss is attached to the spring, and damper linear displacement system displays transducers, and this all arrangement is attached to the this house. This house is the device. This housing is which is the acceleration is to be measured. See, which is attached. This house is attached to the spring, and whenever house this this element moves from up and from with a speed, then spring automatically creates some movement in mass, some displacement in mass, and this displacement or this changes in mass of this plate is recognized by the movement of mass may be sensed by some of the positional transducers, which has such as potentiometric type and variable induction type, variable capacitive type, and bonded strain gauge, mm, and piezoelectric transducers, which senses the movement in a mass, movement in mass. And potentiometric accelerator in generally it is used in contained housing, the mass supported by a spring, and damper is connected to the housing frame. The frame is rigidly attached to the machine or a system whose acceleration ought to be measured or to be determined. And when acceleration is imported by a system to a housing frame, the mass would move relative to the frame. And this relative displacement is sensed by any one of the electrical transducers. In this case, potentiometric transducers will be used. The output signal from the potentiometric transducers will be proportional to the acceleration, and this is all about here. The output of this signal is proportional to the acceleration. Here in this case, linear displacement transistor, here we use a potentiometric transducers. Potentiometric transducer is used to recognize the displacement in mass element. Potentiometric transducer is used to to detect the movement of mass element, and this mass element is attached to the spring. Whenever this housing frame will move, which has to be determined, which acceleration has to be determined, and this acceleration under this test is attached to the spring, and base spring is attached to the mass, and mass moves. So movement of mass, which results in when acceleration is imported by a system, then housing frame moves. The mass would move relative to the frame, and this relative displacement is sensed by any one of the electric transducers. And in this case, the electrical transducers would be potentiometric transducers, which it identifies the relative motion of mass element, and which is directly proportional to the acceleration. See, this is all about this acceleration principle will be used in servo motors. Basically the servo motors is a rotary actuated or a linear actuator that allows the precise control of angular or a linear position, velocity, and acceleration. It consists of suitables here. It's defined as it's a normally simple DC motor which is controlled for a specific angular rotation with the help of additional servo mechanism. Once again, I am repeating the simple DC motor which is controlled for a specific angular rotation with the help of additional servo mechanism. It has a rotary actuator that allows a precise control of angular position, velocity, acceleration with great precision. And there are two different types of DC motors will be there. One is a DC servo motors and AC servo motors. AC servo motors. In DC servo motors, again, there are particularly divided into two types. One is field controlled, field controlled DC shunt motor and armature controlled DC shunt motor. And this comes under the AC servo meters. This is AC squirrel gauge AC motors. Squirrel gauge gauge squirrel cage, not scale, cage, AC servo motor. See, I'll explain field control and DC control servo motors, which are very important. First one is DC field controlled DC servo motor. Here, the DC motor has basically there are two different types will be there. Sorry, the equivalent circuit of DC motor will be this is a field and armature will be there, and field we provide a signal to the field. Then armature will rotate like this. This is motor, and this is brushes will be called as brushes. Here this constant current source is applied to the armature, and field is connected to the DC. This is a field winding, this is armature, this is field winding, and this is armature, and this is a DC amplifier error signal. See, when error signal is zero, when this signal is equal to zero, there would be a no field. So therefore, no field current means phi is equal to zero. And phi is equal to zero, torque is T is equal to zero, torque developed by the field is also zero. Why? Because torque is equal to K phi IA. IA is a armature current, or this phi is directly proportional to the field current. When error signal is zero, the flux produced by this field winding is zero. When field winding is zero, the field current is almost zero. When field current is zero, the torque developed in a servo motor is also zero. When armature is being next, in second case, when armature being supplied with a constant current source. This is a constant current source. Constant current source. Constant current source. A torque developed would be directly proportional to the field flux, that is field current up to saturation point. Here, when armature is being supplied from the constant current source, the torque developed would be directly proportional to the field flux, that is field current up to the saturation point. And next, the direction of rotation of motor would depends on the polarity of the field. If the field polarity is reversed, motor would develop torque in the opposite direction. Motor would develop in the opposite direction. Whereas in next one is armature controlled DC motor. What in next one is armature controlled DC motor. Armature controlled DC motor. Here the error signal is applied to the armature. So therefore, this is armature, the motor. Here the error signal is applied DC amplifier. Error signal is applied to the armature through DC amplifier. Next field here, field is supplied by the constant current source. Constant current source is a field winding. Servometer, in this type, the DC excitation is provided to the field winding by constant current source. The error signal after amplification through DC amplifier is supplied to the armature across armature terminal. The field magnets are excited behind the knee of saturation curve. That is, field is over excited to well beyond the knee of the saturation point. By doing so, the effect of variation of torque due to slight change in the voltage of constant current source is avoided. This is for slight variation of excitation. The field flux does not change and hence torque developed is not affected. Armature controlled servo motor will have a certain dynamic advantages as compared to the field controlled DC motors. A sudden change in armature voltage, large or small, produced by error signal will cause an almost immediate response in torque, as the armature circuit is essentially a resistive one as compared to the field circuit. So in next one is squirrel cage AC servo motors will be there. Here also some error signal or some sign signal is applied to the DC amplifier and control winding will be there. And next squirrel cage rotor, and rotor is required for AC motors. Whereas in a DC motors, is only field and armature is required. Whereas in AC motors, we require a control winding, rotor, armature. So servo motors applications, there are different types of servo motor applications are there. One is robotics, conveyor belts, camera autofocus, robotic vehicles, solar tracking systems, metal cutting and metal forming machines, and antenna positioning is also done by using a servo controlled motor. And woodworking, CNC machines, lathe machines, how to automation cutting will be possible with the help of this servo control mechanism. And this excavator is controlled by uh, angular position or acceleration velocity. And textile printing presses will also use servo motors and automatic door openers. And these are the different types of applications of servo motors. So therefore, servo motors have a very important role in all electronic applications. Next one is a tacho generator. Tacho generator is the one which generates tacho generators. Next one is a tacho generators. Tacho generators. And tacho generator is an active transducer which converts speed into speed of rotation into direct and electrical signal. Hence, it is active transducers. Active transducer. And the purpose of tacho generator is to convert angular speed to directly dependent voltage signal. Again, tacho generators are two types: DC tacho generators and AC tacho generators. In DC tacho generators, DC tacho generators. First of all, say miniaturized DC generator, a dynamo serving as a transducer here, DC generator, and voltmeter calibrated in terms of RPM. Here, voltmeter only, but it is calibrated in terms of measuring RPM, revolutions per minute, how many minutes. The armature of a dynamo rotates in a Alnico-permanent magnet field. Its electrical output is given by the relation. This electric field is given by the relation E is equal to phi Z and P by 60, where phi is the magnetic flux, P is the number of poles, A is the number of parallel paths in armature windings, and N is the revolutions per minute, and Z is the number of armature conductors. And this is same as DC generator, and DC tacho generator is also similarly same as uh, DC generator. So why? Because the field generated by a DC mode, DC generator is also same 5Z and P by 60A. So this is a 60A. A is number of parallel paths in armature windings, and these are measured in terms of volts. DC tachometer is tacho generator is used to convert the speeds into directly electrical signals. And AC generator is also same. It defines here. It consisting of excitation windings and output windings. Input windings will be there as stationary poles, and a rotor or a stator will be there, and rotor rotates. And here also, by using the AC is a tacho generators, tacho generators name how speed is directly converted into an electrical signal is important. And next one is ultrasonics. Ultrasonics is a wave or used or sound waves transmitted above the human detectable frequency range. So here, as we know that the audio frequency range is 20 hertz to 20,000 kilohertz. The frequencies in between 20 to 20,000 kilohertz can be audible, and these frequencies can be audible, and we can listen, we can hear those sounds. And beyond that frequency signal 20,000 kilohertz, so we can't hear. So therefore, they are used some animals and medicals and industrial technological devices. And ultrasonic is basically a sound which is not audible because the frequency is beyond the audible range, so about 20,000 kilohertz. The energy of ultrasonic sound has proved to be an important source of energy with a wide range of applications. It is extensively used for modern metal working and manufacturing processes. So these sound waves, ultrasound waves is less than 20 Hz, and acoustic waves from 20 Hz to 20,000 kilohertz, and infrasound and ultrasounds. Ultrasounds will be used in medical and destructive fields and diagnostics of NDE up to 2 megahertz and on. And there are many applications will be there on ultrasonics. Ultrasonic has found numerous applications in industrial communications, and ultrasonic stroboscopes will be there, which are used in medical fields. Ultrasonic is a mean of communication, testing of materials by ultrasonics, dispersive and colloidal effects of ultrasonics, coagulating action of ultrasonics, and separation of mixtures by ultrasonics, cutting and meshing of hard materials, chemical effect of thermal effect, chemical effect, biological effect of ultrasonic waves. The main applications of ultrasonic vibrations are the following: machining, non-destructive testing, NDT testing, and flaw detection, soldering, welding, bonding of leads, medical lostings. Then how metals are connected like this. These are micro, ultrasonics also will be used, cleaning and all these different types of applications will be available. So there are many different methods of generating ultrasonic sound. Mechanical generator by tuning fork, Galton whistles, gas current generators, Helmholtz, Holzmann generators, and some electrical generators are also there. Electrical ultrasonic generators, piezoelectric generator, magnetostriction generator, some thermal generators are there, and there are different terms. So there are ultrasonics has a very important applications. So next we'll see the ultrasonic pulsed echo ultrasonic flow detector in next video. And thank you. In this topic, I explained about accelerometer and how accelerometer is. Then some servo motors, DC servo motors and AC servo motors, how armature controlled and field controlled, and squirrel cage AC controlled tacho generator, tacho meters, and some tacho generators are there. How the speeds are converted directly converted into electrical signals, and tacho active generators, and DC tacho generators are there, AC tacho generators. And after that, we have seen some ultrasonics. Ultrasonics is a sound waves which is behind the audible range, audio detectable range. So therefore, these sound signals cannot be heard, and these have many applications and mentioned in this topic. So up to this, I'll stop now here. Next video, I'll explain about a pulsed echo ultrasonic flow detectors. Thank you.